Hey there, and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Now, it's always nice to see members of our local community coming together for the benefit of our Valley students. And again, with the back to school season literally almost here, we thought it'd be great to introduce you to one RGV business who's working on helping students to be prepared for the new school year with all the supplies that they're going to need. So here's a look at that initiative, plus how you can help.
My name is Melissa Tejada. I'm the sales manager for Main Event in Brownsville. The partnership that we have with the RGV Food Bank is something that goes back way back to when Main Event came back first to the community here in the Rio Grande Valley, first with our FAR location, and we have been able to work together with them to support their initiatives to drive food security in our community since then. And that's through volunteering and donations, sponsorships, as well as doing food drives there locally in center. So we look forward to having that same impact here in Brownsville. So the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley benefits everyone, right? Everyone that needs it. The great thing about what the Food Bank does is that they help those in need, and that can change depending on the situation. So they have programs for elderly with their elderly commodity program.
And since school's about to start up again for our kiddos, let's go ahead and dissect a few other ways parents and teachers can help make sure they're ready for their students' academic success. So according to kdcollegeprep.com, we can try to stay ahead of the game as much as possible. So the site says that we can try to prepare our kiddos in advance rather than the week before. This way there's no stress for students, when it comes to them being ready for class or not having everything they need. The site says that this will help our RGV students really put their best foot forward when it comes to the new year. And it also outlines that we should get our young students ready with a routine and then help them learn to stick with it. So if they're able to go to bed, at a certain time each evening, and they learn to lay out their clothes before the morning and learn to pack any lunches or other items that they may need, that's great. It not only helps to improve time management, but it's good for their overall practicing of responsibility skills. And since we recently went through moments of isolation with the pandemic, it's also important for us to make sure that our kids are not nervous about re-entering socialization. So this can come in the form of playing, with other kids in the neighborhood, making new friends and extracurricular activities, or of course any other ideas that you might have. And just make sure they're comfortable, with engaging in conversations with their peers as well as adults. It's not only a good idea to make a to-do list, you can make sure your child is ready for school, but help them learn how to make their own to-do lists so they can utilize them in their studies. When it comes to different projects and academic goals that they may have, it could be helpful. The site also says things like bullet journals and planners can help them stay on track. It outlines that you can help them create a comfortable, distraction-free study space so they can best have their best possible environment to learn in at home. Sometimes noise-canceling headphones can be helpful, or just make sure that when they're doing their homework at home, they have a designated space that's workable, quiet, and has resources that they may need, like pencils and scissors. And make sure that they have plenty of healthy snacks to keep their minds alert. And speaking of snacks, good food, actually, our team is so excited because we got the chance to visit a really cool place that has great tasting meals in Harlingen. It's especially a unique spot because their history is different than most. And we dropped by for an inside look.
So my name is Karen. I'm the owner of the Port Station. I was born in Brownsville, raised here in between San Benito and Harlingen. So I did go to the San Benito High School. Me personally, I love brunch, and I found that out by going, out to different cities like San Antonio, Austin, and Houston, and that's where I discovered what brunch items were. To me and my family, the breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but then again, when I went to different cities, that's when I decided breakfast is important important, but it's also brunch and lunch. Whenever I discovered brunch, that's when I decided, for me at least, brunch is the most important meal of the day, which is why we incorporated our avocado toast. So here, and you can get that anywhere, but here what we do is we make everything fresh daily. So we do get 2 wheat toasts, we have avocado spreads on both toasts. On one of them we do have the caprese salad with the spinach, the tomato slices, fresh mozzarella cheese, and on the second toast we have the avocado spread with the 2 poached eggs. So that is one of our healthiest brunch items, and of course you can pair it with fruit, brunch potatoes, or hash browns. So for lunch, we do have the spinach fruit salad, which is a very popular salad. It is topped with like sliced, fresh grilled chicken. It has feta cheese in it, and of course the cranberries, and it comes with fruit on it. So one thing that we have noticed here, at least in Harlingen, there's not a lot of places that have bagels, and we love bagels, especially in like bigger cities. Again, you go to Austin, they're all about bagels. There's restaurants that just emphasize on specialty bagels. So one of our popular items that we have discovered is the bagel, toasted with an everything bagel. It comes with scrambled eggs, melted cheddar cheese. You get to choose your meat, so you can do bacon, ham, or sausage, and then we stuff it with crispy hash browns inside. You can also pair with extra hash browns, which people like to do because they just like our hash browns, but you can also do the fruit, the oatmeal, or the brunch potatoes.
And just like good food can put you in a good mood, so can doing good. See, it always feels good to share good news, right? Especially when it's happening here in the Rio Grande Valley. It just makes you feel good, which is nice because that's exactly what we're bringing you right now. See, RGV's Little Elves recently had a bike distribution in Alamo, and many students from the area benefited from this. The goal here was to help encourage healthy activities for students and their families to engage in this summer. And a lot of local sponsors, community members, supporters came together to make this possible, which is even better. It all happened at Marcia R. Garza Elementary School in Alamo, and all the RGV's Little Elves board members, volunteers, and counselors were on site to help our students. The RGV's Little Elves, a nonprofit organization, was funded in 2019, and their entire team now focuses on providing support for Valley youth and their families. So they really work hard to help make, provide for the needs for their students, rather. And this includes efforts like toy drives in the winter, and that benefit those in our local hospitals and youth serving agencies. I mean, their team stepped in to lend support for students and families that were affected by the freeze last year. And they just really want families to bond and build happy memories together. All in all, at this event, their team was able to provide 50 students with bicycles to use this summer, and our crew dropped by to learn all about their success.
My name is Hilda Gonzalez, and I am the treasurer of RGV's Little Elves. It's a nonprofit organization that was founded in 2019 by Sarah Gutierrez, and it started by distributing toys to children in local hospitals in December of 2019. And it's evolved from there to our current bike distribution of fans, of meals during last year's freeze, meals during the holidays, during Thanksgiving, and toys during Christmas, among other things. Our bike distribution benefited 50 children from Marcia R. Garza Elementary from first grade and kinder in Alamo, Texas. They were selected by the staff there at the school, by Ms. Guerrero and her staff. The mission of RGV's Little Elves is to bless the children of the Rio Grande Valley. We were looking for areas in which we could bless differently than some that are already existing. We are a fairly newer nonprofit organization, and one of the things that we wanted to make sure was that kids stayed healthy throughout the summer here in the Rio Grande Valley. And I know that a lot of parents of, different economic backgrounds are possibly not able to afford bicycles for their kids, and so that's one of the things that we knew, that it can be shared among siblings and that it would be a very good way to promote a healthy lifestyle during the summer for these children. It started in about March. We had our board meeting, and so we came up with different ideas. We voted on them, and this was one of the ones that we approved. So it started in March. We started fundraising with a lot of local small businesses that were very generous in donating for raffles and different things that we held. And then one of our largest events was we partnered up with the Landmark on Tower in Alamo. And so they had a grease festival, and part of the proceeds went to go benefit RGV's Little Elves towards specifically our bike distribution.
All right, thanks again so much for hanging out with us today, and be sure to tune in again next time because we're going to have even more to talk about. But for now, don't forget to follow our team on social media for everything and look at what's coming up, and of course for your chance at your comment and your question to be featured. And as always, you can visit valleycentral.com to rewatch some of today's segments. We've got a lot more next time on Valley Vida. We'll see you then.